Hey guys, so let's go do a garden tour. We haven't done one of those in a little while, so I'll see you guys in a bit, and hopefully we get to see some new things. Alright guys, so as we can see, we have these two big plants right here. This one should be the golden raspberries. I got these from Baker Creek for their live plants, what they do between, I do believe it's either April and May or March and April. I don't remember, but it's like a limited time. And you get 3 of the raspberry plants for a set price, which isn't too bad. And they're live. They send them to you in the mail. And they're okay. They don't seem to do the absolute best all the time. But I guess it also depends on how far away you live from them. So they're in Missouri. So if you live close to them in Missouri or Florida, because I don't remember which one they send them from. I think they send them from Florida. Then you have the best chance. But if you're like, excuse me, if you're like me, and you live all the way over here in Arizona area, and you have a really, really hot spring, then that's the biggest issue you're gonna have. This littler one right here, I do believe is a bug. Boysenberry, I think. I don't remember 100%. We're gonna have to wait for it to fruit, but for now it's not doing so bad. These, I did contact them when I was having issues. They did refund me. They did try sending me out new plants. Some of them were just not working out. These guys were on the verge of basically being dead. They were just like, no hope. I sent them photos. Even they were like, nope, not gonna happen. And so I kept babying them, and they just were like, hello, I want to be part of the world. So I'm super happy these guys survived. I have one mystery tomato plant down here. This is supposed to be thyme, which used to be a bigger plant, but I don't know why it died on me. There was one back where that nozzle is. This thyme is doing fine. It's all the same type of thyme. You get them from the barbecue baskets in Home Depot's little thing when they do it during the spring/summertime. This back here, which looks mostly dead, is my sweet mint. I need to take it out of this pot and put it into a bigger pot, which I have bigger pots available. What are you eating? Weirdo. Alright, I have bigger pots available. I also have an issue with bugs, as probably you could tell for some of the leaves, so I have to address that as well. This right here is my very first chocolate sunflower, or chocolate cherry sunflower, so they're pretty like that when they bloom. I haven't really messed with it all too much. I probably should have deadheaded more, but it was my very first sunflower, so I didn't want to do a whole lot. And then of course the bug issues when I planted it was just horrible, so I definitely have to redo that plant. I think I have enough time for one more. I got some small sweet basil plants right here, and one down here below the camera. The rosemary back there came with the thyme, and there was oregano, but that oregano never made it past planting. These are my purple Prince zinnias. I have to redo this plant. It's gotten really hammered by bug damage and sun damage and all sorts of things. So I'm going to be replanting at least one more of those. They're really pretty. If I can ever get these little cuties over here to stay off my plants, I'll have snapdragons that actually bloom. So there's one plant there. I think there's 2 over there. So they keep laying on them. I don't know why they think that's a great idea. These guys here are a type of pepper. I don't know exactly what. One's supposed to be a black Honduran pepper. One's supposed to be a poblano. They could be a mix of something else. I did have like 6 varieties of peppers going at the same time, and I'm horrible for labeling, so who knows. But one of them did have dark purple flowers, so I'm thinking that's the black one. Yeah, but you leave your brother alone. This is my garden sage. I have gotten a little bit of sage off of it so far since I've planted it originally. it is slow to grow, so that's not so bad, I guess. I do have one artichoke down here trying to grow. Originally I had pots in here that got dumped over because cats kept getting into them, so they went missing, and now I found them. So that's not so bad, I guess. I have these little petunias here, and I did do a video on where I got them from. So if you check out that video, you can see where I got them from. There's that sad looking plant right there is my original petunia. It's supposed to do like a starry effect when it does bloom with those flowers, but those flowers are not constant. They are once in a while flowers, which isn't too bad. And these petunias here, when you get them, they're going to be dark purple. So these little pointy flowered ones, they're going to be a light color, and then the starry looking ones, those ones, they're going to start as a dark color, and then as they fade, they're going to start lightening up, and then some of them may go pale, some of them may not, but each color that these guys produce is a different variety, as they're labeled, of the same plant. So I guess at that point you're just going to kind of say, oh look, I've got 3 in 1. So the varieties are Night Sky, Starry Night, and I think it's Starry Dawn or Twilight Dawn. I don't know. The very light one is a weird color. It's like a dawn scenario. You can Google it. Look up Night Sky petunias. You can look up Starry Night petunias, and they will show you all 3 varieties. It'll show you a bunch of other varieties as well, but there's only 3 actual ones you can buy from places like Bonnie. Bonnie is where I've gotten these plants provided from. Not Bonnie themselves, like as their website, but going to Home Depot, and they're provided Bonnie plants. So these baskets were not Bonnie. I think these baskets were Burgrow or something else of that nature, but if you find on Google it says it's provided by Bonnie, that is more likely a real variety, because I'm sorry, but blue strawberries don't exist, and that was one of the things that pops up. Anyways, moving forward, I've had lettuce here in the past, and I have some lettuce popping up down here, so hopefully, cross fingers, that is going to stay. Same for over here. Those little green specks down there that don't belong to that plant are also lettuce that popped up on their own from lettuce that was sitting over here. My favorite beans so far, I'm going to plant more, are these Chinese niddle beans. These are really rapidly growing plants. This guy right here was a little shorter yesterday, and 2 days ago it was as skinny as this little green line right here, so they grow pretty fast. You're supposed to be able to leave them, let them dry for the seeds. I have not had that such luck yet. I don't know if it's because my plant is under a lot of stress, seeing how my shade is failing me, but other than that, I do get pretty consistent beans when they do all grow at the same time. I usually get these every couple of days, so that's pretty good. I've used them in dishes already, so they're really nice and sweet, and I like that you can have them at whatever kind of size that you want. If you do get these kinds of beans, have room. They grow. Like, they start down there, they go up here, they twirl around all this here, because I've tried twirling them around that, thinking that they weren't going to be very big. I had them come this way, I had to build this for them, and then they finally stopped over here, and they're not done, they're still trying to go. So, yeah, I had that. The only thing I've noticed immediately is that ants appeared on them, like, almost the moment that they got big enough for a single pod. So, I'm not sure what that's all about, but I do know I have a small little ant family living over under my roses, so maybe they know something more than I do. I don't know. So, I did have mint in that white container there, but one of these little guys knocked it out. So I was trying to plant more mint, but that didn't happen. So this guy I got, I do believe, from Home Depot or Lowe's, one of the two. And I had two identical ones. So I had two jalapenos and I have two chili peppers. And this is the only jalapeno that survived whatever plagued all of the peppers. Yeah, and you can see these little white spots on the leaves. That's all sun just hitting directly on it. So I've got to figure something out for that. Hi, Gopper. What you doing? Alright, this is my purple bell pepper. You can see I've got one singular pepper here. This is the only pepper that's been doing relatively good. This plant isn't all that amazing at the moment as far as health-wise goes, but it's doing enough to want to produce fruit again. My ones in the past didn't nearly get as big as this, and they mushed on me almost immediately. I got this from Summer Winds. I'm not saying Summer Winds is a bad place to get plants from. They have a lot of variety, especially around February, like the beginning of spring. They are just, oh my god, it's amazing there and what it looks like. But I haven't had the best of luck, because if you look over here, his neighbor, just a regular pepper, a bell pepper, and it's sad, and I don't do anything different at all. The only thing that's different is how much the cats run through here and how much sun it truly gets. Like, that's the only difference. They get the same water, same ground, same everything else. So, oh, little butter, you guys terrorize my stuff. Alright, so these are my chili pepper plants. Ooh, got dizzy. So when I bought these, they had peppers on them already. And I picked every pepper I could pick. And then they, stop that. You're exactly the point I'm making. Stop it. So they went through a little dormancy, they went through a little issues as far as bugs and everything go, because if I can flip them and there's like bugs that come off them, they're a little, I need water right now, so I'm going to do that here after I'm done. But now we have little bright peppers. I don't know what that's all about, but we have little bright peppers, and we have different size peppers all over the plant. So this is round 2 for pepper plants. This guy over here has gotten a lot taller since we bought it. And when we bought them, we immediately put them in these bigger pots and staked them up so they would have the best chance to get big and bushy and wonderful and all sorts of things. So I have no shortage of peppers at the moment. Okay, so coming back over here, this was my original area for my plants. I had pinto beans over here at one point. I've had potatoes over here at one point. There was a tomato in the back that just would not die on me for no reason at all, which was kind of cool at first. Yes, I hear you, little one, and you'll get snacks later. But other than that, this part of my garden is different from the rest. So this part is the least maintained, the least dealt with. Now these pepper plants over here, despite being eaten by caterpillars, these were supposed to be jalapenos, which ended up being bell peppers. And these are just, hi baby, I love you too. These are just the ones that just will not give up, and they refuse to give up, so I don't stop watering them or anything. I just let them be. I don't know how that got over there. So hopefully these will produce a pepper again one day. I've only gotten one pepper from each plant. There was 6 of them, now there's only 2. I had a bachaloka over here, and it gave up the ghost finally, never gave me a pepper ever. I was sad about that. I was hoping for at least one. But, on obsidian stomach. But moving through the garden, I'll get it in a minute. Right here is all of my squash and melons. Now, I don't know about squash anymore. I did rip out a squash plant. There may be one hiding in here still. But as far as melons go, there is cantaloupe, and there should be a cucumber plant if that's still around over here. But cantaloupe for sure. We've got one that's fruiting. Hopefully it'll become something. So I've got little fuzzballs under my feet, so I'm kind of trying not to step on them. You're making this hard. Okay, so over here in this little pot here is 4 different types of watermelon. Now, I have only gotten what looks like, stop getting on there. Butter. Stip it. Stip it. I've only gotten what looks like one variety of watermelon from these plants, but I know there's 4 different types of watermelons. I even labeled them. And so I don't know if they're just not wanting to give me watermelons or what's going on, but they have invaded my fence, all of its entirety, all the way down, basically, where you see that one way down there sticking off, like way over there. We'll go look at that in a second, but they've gone from down across here, like I'm even kind of standing on one still. So they've got across here, all the way up and all the way down. And if you can see, up there, there's at least one big watermelon. Get off my rose, you little heathen. Hold on. Stop. So, yeah, this little big one is right here. I had 3 of them on the fence. 2 aren't doing so good. Are you going to cause mischief and mayhem until I feed you? 2 weren't doing so good. 1 fell, and 1 was just not edible at all, and the other one I haven't even tried yet. Get off there. So we have a Playboy Bunny rose here, or not Playboy Bunny, but Playboy Rose. That's the name of the rose. Excuse me. Get off. This is a cucumber, or not cucumber, this is a cantaloupe plant. Right here, I was trying to get my Malabar spinach to come this way instead of attacking my roses, but that didn't work out 100 the way I wanted it to. You too. Move it. So let's see if we can't get under here. So the Malabar spinach is right here. This purple looking one. Seriously, guys, you're making this difficult. Stop, leave my stuff alone. Okay, here is the rest of the watermelon plant. This little guy right here tried to grow in the fence hole. I moved him outside the fence hole, so I'm hoping that he continues to grow and does not end up back in the fence hole. To my surprise last night, that little dark spot is a watermelon right here. I didn't even know it was there. So I'm hoping that 1 out of the 3 is a large variety, upwards of 40 pounds if at its max capacity. Smoky Blue, can I help you, Blue? Leave my watermelons alone. Leave them alone. Stop it. Stop it. You little turd. Yeah, so that's a daily in my garden. That is all you hear is me telling them to stop. They're like little children, so if you ever want kids and you don't want kids, just get cats. But anyways, back to the watermelon. So one of these is supposed to be a black diamond. I've yet to see that one. The main plant is still in the pot. It does appear to be healthy, as I'm going to go bonkers over him eating the top of that, but it's fine. It's just a pot. So it does appear to be in there. It does appear to be healthy. However, I have yet to discover a singular black diamond watermelon out here. I do not know if my yellow petite is out here still. It does appear to be in the pot, like I said. So I've only gotten a red one, so it's either a tiny red one, which I think is a Crimson Sweet, and the other one is a Carolina something. But moving on with our show, little kitty cat in the pot. These are my jalapeno plants that I bought as little organic starts from Home Depot. They were, oh, I don't know, maybe this big from my hand up, that big. When I brought them home originally, I planted both of them, which I thought was good enough spacing, but apparently I need more. Because this whole massive cluster of jalapenos is 2 plants. So we got the green swirly right here, and there's a blue swirly right next door to it, and these are two massive plants. They started off as organic plants. I don't 100% organic anything. I do use liquid fertilizer and granular fertilizer when necessary, and then I let nature kind of do the rest. So it is what it is at this point. I don't really mind. This big behemoth behind it, or in front of it, depending on where you're standing, is an eggplant, a singular eggplant plant. Now this thing I grew from seed. It's supposed to be a Hungarian, I think, eggplant. I don't know. It's native to the Iraqi area according to the history on it. It's supposed to be a large, squatty plant, so it kind of reminds me more of a pumpkin look than it does the traditional eggplant style you would see in the store. And does anybody know what kind of caterpillar this thing is? Where are you? It's orange and fuzzy. There you are. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It looks pokey. You don't like it. I do see an issue with ants collecting underneath that leaf, so I think I have aphids. I'm going to have to address that. But it is eating my leaves. So I've done my best between these three large plants to get in here and stake them up and clean them up. Get off my watermelon plants, you dorks. Alright. This guy here was another Playboy. This is my knockout rose. I don't know what happened to this guy. Do not know. And then this is my Intrigue. This is the only rose I have that gives off an actual scent. Everything else is more or less pretty. So I don't know what's up with this rose plant here. A couple of my other roses did that too. Like I have that one down there. I think that was my Burst of Joy or my Double Delight, one of the two. They both did the same thing, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. Moving on to the rest here. I have this plant down here. It's supposed to be one of two things. It is either an Aunt Molly's ground cherry, or it is a spoon tomato. So that will be more or less the teeny tiny itsy bitsy tomatoes that look no bigger than maybe a blueberry or a currant or something of that nature, really small. I cannot for the life of me get it to give me a singular fruit to determine which one it is, so hopefully before winter hits I will find out and let you guys know. Now, hiding amongst all of this over here is what should be a Sugar Rush Peach. Now, I tried a pepper yesterday that was a little yellow pepper. It was hot. Oh my god, I instantly regretted that. Eating it at all. Like, it was horrible. But it was good, but it was hot. I have a sea of basil in different varieties. I have opal basil and sweet basil. The ones in pots are sweet basil. The ones that are down below that are purple are opal basil. And if it's a lightish pinkish color, that is rose agastacia, I do believe. But I have those throughout here, different maturities of basil as well. My Rio Samba rose, which is the one with the little yellow bud right there, next to the orange kitty bud, is doing the best out of all of my roses. That little bush right here, it was a bush, it's surviving, but it's not like the best right now because, like I said, animals keep attacking it in all directions. I had over here, butterfly. I had over here some borage. It was pretty nice. It does taste like melons when you eat the flowers. I never tried the leaves, but they're pokey. They're like super pokey. So, harvest with caution. Alright, they're throwing fits. Alright, so this right here is my huckleberry plant. Get off there. Get off. This is my huckleberry plant right here in front of me that I was flicking a bug off of. I do have berries on here as long as nothing is eaten them. Oh, here they are. They're right down here. These little tiny berries. I don't know if you can see where my finger is. I have a few sets. There was another set, but they're hard to see. It's easier to see at night for some reason. But yeah, there's a few of those floating around. I have more flowers that are producing. I have these little zinnias. They start off as a red color, then they go orange, and then they turn this really pale color. The flower petals are seeds inside the little bud part here. This part is also seeds as well, so you get a lot of seeds. The rest of my sea of basil over here, I do have one marigold that grew, and obviously butterflies love it so far. I get a lot of seeds off of it every other day. My other rose, that's the Burst of Joy. Yeah, so that's the Burst of Joy. The other one was a Double Delight. They didn't make it. This is my purple Xeon. It's doing pretty well considering it's gone through all of summer. Hey, Smoky Blue. Hey, baby. Somewhere amongst here, if they ever grow, is mint seeds. That little plant right there, I think it's a baby version of that, or it's something entirely different. I'm not sure. I have some seeds in here that just never bloomed. This guy right here, I think, was one of my asters. I had 2 of them. This one died off completely. The rest of my basil and whatnot. And I think that's about it. Oh, and I have one calendula. This guy right here. This guy is my one other calendula plant I have. What is this? Oh my goodness, why do these cats keep breaking my stuff? Alright. You want to know a good way of how to propagate a plant? Have cats. Have them break it. And try to save it. Okay, so they are completely throwing a fit since I have not fed them breakfast yet. Hopefully I got some good views, especially with like the watermelons and stuff. I know this is a rather long video compared to my other ones that I've done. So I'm going to end that here. Hopefully you guys saw something that was interesting. If you have any more questions or want better views of something, just let me know in the comments down below. I can do a specific video on that plant, or I can show you a link of where I got that plant from. So like Baker Creek is a big majority of where I get most of my plants from, and they do history little clips about like the plant, how it got to the US, how long has it been part of the US's gardening catalogs and whatnot, and like it's really nice. It sounds boring, but it's really nice. So a lot of these plants you can go to Baker Creek for. That is not for you to play on, mister. Get off of there. You're cute, but get off of there. So you can see, troublemaker right there. But yeah, you can go on there and look at a lot of these and see that, or I can give you the link directly to them. So, alright, I need to feed these little guys because they are obviously causing more mischief than normal because they're hungry. So I will stop the video here. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you hopefully on the next video. So for entertainment purposes, watch the kitty cats on all my videos. Alright, bye guys.